everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States. We're going to be taking a look at Kirsten, Latrice versus Knob and Biggy in their 2v2 underdog battle full cam. So we don't have to have any weird cuts take place. We could just see the content. Very excited about it. Shout out to Cannot Even for all the footage I've been reacting to from this episode. Super killer. Very appreciative that this is here. So, I mean, enough of me talking. I think it's time to just get into it and let's watch it. I'm very excited about this.
Ready? Fight!
Ready.
Let's go!
Hey! Pop up and... Woo! I love the vibe that they're giving each other. That's really fun.
2, 1, let's Lady Mouse, Biggy and
Super fun. Okay, here we go. What they gonna bring? Woo! Nice. I'm actually mad impressed she hasn't slipped on that towel. That thing's dangling low. I really love their pocket here. Nice.
4, 3, 2,
Nice.
over.
Fun. Okay, so I would say with this one,
You guys ready?
I enjoyed it from both sides. I think what Jam Republic brought was a sense of it just felt like they were just sessioning at their house, you know, like they were just vibing, having a good time. And there's something just so intimate about that. Like whenever you're sessioning, because for me, I just recently experienced this, whenever you like session in a classroom or battle, you know, in a classroom setting or in this kind of setting, your mentality is a little different. You're kind of really wanting to approach what you're doing in more of I gotta prove myself, I gotta do this, that, or the other, or I have a certain level of expectation of how I should be executing this. And then, but like when you're jamming at home, you know, like where you're hanging out and you're ciphering with people at home, that just feels more like an exchange and you're just vibing out and really enjoying what you're doing. And I think there's really something important to be said about here. I really feel like they've really captured that intimate culture environment of just exchanging energy instead of just pushing out content or pushing out like just movement too. So I think like that's a really important thing I want to note here that I really enjoyed from them, and you don't really see it as often, you know, which is good. Just noticing that how they start, they're like, this is our jam here, and how they match each other's energy. Now is Latrice, how she hits this. So I want us to know, so like I'm aware that a lot of you have done a great job of explaining this to me too, that they have not been in the freestyle scene for a hot minute. So regardless of your experience in the freestyle community, it is a different skill set than that you cultivate and you grow and you filter through than the choreography mindset and the toolkit that comes with that, you know. So whenever you do a lot of work, so I know Latrice has done a lot of work, especially in China, and then Kirsten, she's been traveling, teaching, this, that, and the other, has a bunch of jobs, right? So you have to factor those things in, that they are both, their jobs and their work cater more towards the choreographic lens and the freestyle lens, but it just kind of depends, right? So here, Latrice does have a rather simple movement sequences, but it is not simple in groove execution. So I wanted to take note of that. How she's hitting this is mad impressive. I'm just gonna mute it just so we can just look at how she's hitting it. You know, I love that kind of strobing move in comparison to what she did, but I want you to know what we saw about a phrase before is she did the same groove on both sides, right? And that was something that I've been telling people. That's something that you look for when it's somebody who is a choreographer or a dancer who freestyles, not a freestyler who choreographs, or a freestyler in a freestyle element. That is one symptom of that. And it's not even a bad thing because she's holding her own mighty fine here. And I really like what she's doing. But you have to remember, this is a competition. They are against another group. So what they're doing, do I love the authenticity of what they're bringing? Yes. Do I think it's enough in comparison to what we've already seen from Lady Bounce? I don't know. We'll talk through it. But that's just my overall note. I want us to understand that. So she is riding that whole count, half count, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and going from half counts to quarter counts, you know, whole counts to ands, right? And something that in freestyle that you've noticed with a lot of those who are very seasoned in the field of freestyle, remember, freestyle context, educated guesses here. You have to factor in that they've practiced and cultivated improvisation or freestyle mentality of hitting the different layers and seamlessly, polyrhythmically integrating them into their own artistic expression. That is really hard to do, and it takes years and years and a lifetime of learning and knowledge to become like a master at it. You know, it's something that it's so wonderful when you encounter somebody who's lived life and you just see their quality of movement as a reflection of that, whether it's choreography or freestyle. But remember, this is it is a 2v2 battle, so you're going to not just be looking at, they haven't said it was freestyle, it wasn't said exclusively freestyle, choreography is involved here, you know, so it's really of who presented the best set is really probably what is going to come down to. And I think, you know, so she's hitting like a Dougie rhythm, going to the right, left, right, right. Like she's really riding it out and hitting that same pocket of movement every time. Does she do it amazingly? Yes. Do I think it was enough in a 2v2 battle? It depends on what the other crew does, and we've already seen it. And personally, I don't think so. And that doesn't mean that what they did wasn't good. It was what she did was great. Do I think it was too simple in movement? Yes. But her groove is something that not many people can do in that room. So that's something that people can factor in, right? And we see Kirsten here. Now, remember, we've seen her a lot in that first episode, remember? So I want us to factor in that we've seen her a lot. They're probably, you know, this is a whole day of filming. So I think it's important to note that there's a chance that some of these grooves that she's riding, like she's switching, boom, and switching that. We've already seen that against Waxy and against Yoonji. She hit that same kind of roll, and I mentioned that, but it's just more broken down here. So she's showcasing her fingerprints of her limitations here, but not discrediting the fact that she's vibing out with Latrice, and I love it. Now, I love that where they're just vibing it out right here, but notice how long she stays here. So she does it for about 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would say that's a solid 3/8 counts worth of twerking. Now, does she do it very well? Yeah. I can't do it like that. I can't. And the way she does it is just so natural. It's freaking incredible. I love it. However, remember, you're against other people, and if you spend 3/8 counts doing that in particular, and it's, you know, in some choreographic realm, that does work. But I would say here, when you're doing a 2v2 battle, you have to bring more variety to what you're doing. You know, yes, is she hitting it? Like, imagine this, you know, this is her hips. She's hitting it down, and then she's switching her weight, yes, but she is just vibing out. And I've already mentioned that there's something incredible to note with that. But is that enough? Her just vibing out? I don't think so here, you know, but we got to talk through Lady Bounce, you know, so she's just vibing, and she's already kind of hit that earlier in the episode of the filming that they did here, you know, but it's so nice to watch. And I really think too, you know, like they're just kind of, when they repeat movements, a lot of times it's kind of a signal the other person wants to naturally follow that, and that's really fun, and I love that. But they're still hitting, you know, they hit that already 3 times, and they're going to continue to hit it all the way through to the end. So that's only my really big note with them. Did I love what they did? Yes, absolutely. Please don't assume that I didn't. Remember, it's competition. Do I think it was enough? No, I don't. And we're going to see that. And I feel too, watch how they leave. You notice that? They're just like, oh, we did it. And we're going over here. I don't think they had high expectations either. Please note that too. Now watching Lady Bounce from the beginning. Take note here. That's like a nice little moment they did there. 5, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they had about 8 count and a half of them doing choreography themselves, very full, wide in range. Lots of interesting choices were made, but they did ride the ones ands again, just like Jam did, but they wrote it in a different way, as how battles work, you know, in all style battles, right? What's nice is that you're seeing both of them showcase. So she's having her moment. My other dancer is, you know, acting as kind of a support in the back. Do I think that hers is a lot stronger in movement quality? Not movement quality, that's the wrong word. I would say what Latrice brings to the table is just as justified as what she from Lady Bounce brings to the table. However, remember, it's not just about how well you can groove, it's how well you can integrate it polyrhythmically with your music, with your partner, and to your audience and your performance quality. Do I think that they had a great performance? Yes. Do I think that my Lady Bounce dancers put on a better performance that was more complex? Yes, I do. So just noticing as she drops, they're providing a lot of wide range of styles. And that's something I've mentioned from the front of this show, is that Lady Bounce, I feel like out of all the crews, are really demonstrating so much diversity in the styles that they represent. You know, I would say a lot of their choreography, I mean, I feel like the only time with Lady Bounce I was feeling like there was something left to be desired. I did feel that way a little bit with their mega crew, but you can watch that if you want to hear my thoughts there. And then I think it was with Vessie's freestyles, or like a couple of the other girls' freestyles. But a lot of their other choreography, especially their crew, like I loved their crew battle. Like that was freaking sick. I loved that. I just feel that we could have seen, they've really brought themselves in a different light. In the sense of their diversity and what they bring to the table, which is really, really helpful in a show like this. Now, yeah, so I really like that she's making some choices here. Do I feel like it's some of her choices, she's really letting her body go in some of them and a little bit stiffer on other cases. And then she passed off the energy over to her partner. Now, we have noticed she's taking a more Afro approach, which is pretty ballsy whenever you're going up against somebody like Kirsten and Latrice, who have a really nice Afro pocket to what they bring to the table. You know, is she doing things well? Yes. Is she carrying that, you know, that vibe and energy? And some of it, yes. But also note too that we've already seen, like we've seen her battle. I think I saw her battle, was it against Baby Sleek? I think I've already reacted to that, so that means that was shot in this episode. So we don't know if that happened first and then this, or vice versa, and that can play a role too, because some of these pockets that she's choosing to ride in are very similar to what we've already seen. Just like with Jam Republic in general, we've already seen that pocket many a times before. Do they do it the best? Yeah. But that doesn't discredit the fact we've already seen it, right? And that's something you got to factor in. You got to be creative within the pockets you choose to explore it. And it feels like she's taking a more textbook approach to her movement here, which can play a negative role when you're against people with such an authentic groove like Jam. And I like that they're complimenting each other here, which is really nice, you know? Okay. So I'm glad I analyzed it, because it really made me think through what both brought to the table. If I were to vote, I would probably vote for Knob and Biggy, because they brought more to the table that is different and diverse than what I have already seen up until this point. And I'm going off of from the episode. If we saw these 2v2s after the 1v1s took place, that would still be my vote. If I saw it past everything, like I've watched all the stuff and now I'm watching this like I am now, my vote would be the same. Do I think Jam Republic has one of the best authentic grooves? Absolutely. Do I think they held their own here? I think they vibed out and they created a really nice moment of exchange. Do I think that it was strong enough to beat what Lady Bounce brought to the table? No. If they brought more density and complexity to their choreographed moments, which I don't think there really were very many. I think they just picked a groove and they vibed with it, which is really nice and authentic, and I love that. But there is something to be said. We're not going off of vibes. We're going off of the whole package. And I think Lady Bounce provided a fuller package than Jam in this instance. So that'll be my vote, but both did a great job and I love watching these. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful in some way. If you're wanting more Street Woman Fighter content, whether it's season 1 or season 2, I do have it active on my Patreon. It is ad-free, any tier that you choose, as well as early access as I record these. I do release them first there. So if you are somebody who doesn't have a lot of patience, that may be a really good avenue to look at. But fear not, if you're just wanting to vibe and have a good time, I will have everything released on the YouTube channel. Free for everybody to watch and enjoy. You just may have to be just a little patient in how it gets there. But anyway, thank you guys again for being a part, and I'll catch you on the flip side.